WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. WYCK, Plains. WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton. Powered by Mohegan, Pennsylvania. This is The River, 105 and 103.5. This is Music on the Menu on The River. Timothy, where on earth did you go? Featuring Northeast PA's best artists. Maybe, never mind. She can move me like a stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's right. And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on The River. Alan K. Stout with you, as I always am, Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock, bringing you regional artists from northeastern Pennsylvania doing their own original music, hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, good evening.
Yes. Hi, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been really excited about tonight's show for a couple of weeks now because we have our friend in the studio with us, Mr. Tom Flannery. Tom, great to see you, buddy.
Alan, it's good to see you again, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. We've been playing the track Burden from the new record that you just dropped recently, A Good Night Was Had for Days, with Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs, for a couple weeks now. And I'll be real honest with the audience, and Tom knows we had this conversation. We thought about bringing Tom in maybe 2-3 weeks ago when the record was out, just released, but I didn't want to bring in during the Super Bowl and during the Grammys and all that stuff, because I understand that they're big nights for entertainment. And so I thought, let's wait till we get out of the awards and sports and when we have our full audience, so to speak. And so here we are, celebrating with Tom the release of the third album from the band.
Yeah.
And with yourself, with your solo material and the stuff you've done with Brett, I imagine you're coming up on 10 records or so.
I think it's getting close to almost a dozen, I think, by now. Yeah.
So a very prolific songwriter and musician from Lackawanna County, and it's great to have you here. We're going to play the entire record tonight. And we're going to talk about the songs. We're going to talk about the process, the recording, the inspiration for the material, and dig deep into it. I think it's just a wonderful record. I think it's got smart, crafty lyrics. It's got great production. It's got great playing. The guys that you play with in the band, and we're going to talk about them, everything from, Chris's drums to Wiggy's guitars just sound amazing.
Yeah.
And so, we'll dive in. But just to get the show started, Tom, pick up where the last Shillelaghs record came out and this one, and what led to album number 3.
Well, yeah, it was the last one came out in 2019, and then we waited a little while, and then COVID hit, right? So we were all kind of, and this was when it hit full force. We were all completely locked down.
Like right? March, April, May of 2020.
Yeah, this was the bad time, as they say, right? So everybody had a lot of time on their hands, and we would already watch the Tiger King or whatever, so we didn't have anything else.
I forgot about that.
So I was talking with Wiggy, and we decided to mess around and do some things back and forth, where he would do some stuff at home and then maybe send a track to me, and then I would add some stuff from my house. So it was all remote. So we came up with, I don't know, a handful of tracks like that remotely, and and we fully intending to not release them like that, but just to prove that we could still do this, and that the songs were good enough, and we had a couple in the can that we thought were good enough, and then we just kind of waited for things to get back to normal. It didn't really get back to normal, but I mean, it opened up slowly. So we we would get together, maybe just two of us in the studio and masked and all that kind of thing. So, and then eventually we could all get in the studio together. But it took a long time. I mean, we started this in 2020, and well, it came out in the end of the year. So it's like, 3 years, over 3 years, but it's not like it took over 3 years.
Sure.
I mean, it
Right,
took,
yeah.
it actually, the time that we were actually in the room together, it probably took 5 days. You know what I mean? But it just, that's how long those 5 days were spread out,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that creative process, I mean, I think for all of us going through that time, to have that creative outlet during that time, to have somewhere to channel it. And I know you also did it with your writings.
Right.
I was off the air.
Yep.
And that's when I did the podcast series.
Right.
Where I talked to people about yourself. And I said, let's reach out to people that are in arts and entertainment and see how they're doing.
We became very inventive.
We tried.
During that time, yeah.
But you were able to keep doing, in maybe a different way what you usually do. And so that must have been a blessing.
It was. I mean, it kept me sane. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people were losing their minds back then. You know what I mean? So, but I got to kind of dive into what I would have normally been doing anyway. So it worked out pretty well. Let's
play that track we have been playing for a couple weeks now. This is just scorching Roadhouse rock. You know what it reminds me of? Some of the songs on this record, Tom, and we'll come back to this after we play it. I think we're both Springsteen fans.
Yeah.
But you don't hear too many records, that remind you of 2000 Springsteen, the Magic album, the Wrecking Ball album, like that kind of, kick and guitar sound. Mm-hmm. And I get that vibe from some of the tracks on this record, that, if you almost say in the Springsteen catalog, the more recent catalog. So let the listeners see if they hear a little bit of that too. This one's called Burden. Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu, a song called Stuart Adamson. And before that, Tom and the Shillelaghs with a song called Burden. We talked about a couple things right before we got into it that, basic, like I said, that 2010 era Bruce Springsteen, Wrecking Ball, sound magic. And you were saying a little bit during the break, Tom, that you were looking for that basic guitar, drums sound.
Yeah, and it did that kind of two guitar, bass, drum sound that, anything that got too far away from that, we'd maybe feel like frauds a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but, me and Wiggy would talk about, one of the bands that we, like Smithereens, and Tragically Hip, bands like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of Smithereens and there's a lot of Tragically Hip inside this stuff too, because that's kind of the, that was kind of a lot of the stuff we were listening to at the time. So you kind of, you soak up all that stuff when you're writing songs, and I think that stuff comes out a little bit.
Interesting story about Tragically Hip. I don't know if our mutual friend Brett ever told you this, but the reason that the Badleys they were on tour with that River Songs mostly with Bob Seger, but they did one show with Robert Plant and Jimmy Page, and it was in Buffalo. Tragic Hip was the opener on most of that tour, but Tragically Hip were too big in Buffalo because so they didn't want to open a show in Buffalo, and so that's how the Badleys got that gig.
Well, Brett mentioned that seeing the Tragically Hip in a small club in Harrisburg and saying that he thought they were the best bar band he'd ever seen.
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to get back to that last track we played, Tom. Obviously inspired in some way by the late lead vocalist from a magnificent group, Big Country.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah,
track.
Stuart Adamson was a guy that I've been a big fan of. A big fan of his songwriting. Big fan of that. Maybe it was 82, I think, when Big Country came out. Those songs, they came out with that same group of bands at the same time. U2, Big Country, The Alarm, The Waterboys, and they had this, they thought these guys could take over the world, and it was, even U2 thought that Big Country was going to be the band that was going to break out of there, you know what I mean? And it could have been any of them, It happened to be U2, so, but, and then, Stuart just, a tragic, tragic story, he just, he just kind of lost his battle, with alcohol, and we never knew what he could have done. But I've been listening to them, that record, those Big Country records for a long time. So that song kind of came came really fast. Yeah,
nice tribute, nice homage, to one of your favorites.
Yeah.
We're going to play one now. This one's called Dirty Franks. I love the visuals in this song. I love the reference to Jesus on a Subway and Bob Weir and Archie Bunker. It's just a lyrical, you want to talk about, painting some pictures with music. Check this one out. Dirty Franks. Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu, a song called You Never Talk This Way. Before that, another one from Tom and the Shillelaghs called Valley Train. And before that, another new one from the new record called Dirty Franks. The album is called A Good Night Was Had for Days. Now, right before we got into that first one we played there, Tom, Dirty Franks, you said there was a good story behind some of those visuals.
Yeah, the song. This is the record is really was a much more of a collaboration this time. This is from a songwriting standpoint between me and Wiggy.
I saw he had some songwriting credits on there.
And so the track was Wiggy's, and so he sent me the track, and I came up with a vocal for it and lyrics for it, and we recorded it, and we thought it was done. And we were listening to it, and it was just I don't even remember. The lyric was so unmemorable that I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the title of the song was before. So that's how unmemorable that it was. It was just some connected dot thing. So, but in the middle of the playback, which no one was really listening to because it wasn't that good, Lenny, our bass player, started telling us the story about going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers in Philly with his girlfriend Jackie, and them after the show wanting to go get a drink somewhere. So they had a hotel room for the night. So they went out and they found a bar in near their hotel called Dirty Franks. So they said, "Let's go get a drink." So they didn't realize that they were walking into, at least for that night anyway, the gayest bar in Philadelphia, right? In the middle of what's known in Philly as the Gayborhood. That's actually named. So they went in there and they quickly, and they were like, "Oh, well, it's all good. Let's have a drink." And they had a ball, and they just had a great time. And they said they were treated great. And it was just everyone was just it was just one of those places everyone's welcome. You know what I mean? So in the middle of the playback, somebody in the control room where the chorus was started singing "Dirty Franks" instead of whatever terrible line I had. And they started, and then the other guys started chiming in like with that gang vocal thing, "Dirty." And we said, "Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. This is 100 times better than what we had before." So, but the only problem was that I had to go back. So I said, "Give me a day." So I had to go back and write this lyric around this kind of haven called Dirty Franks, where So that's where this kind of wild lyric comes from. I said it's the only song. I'm convinced it's the only song in history that mentions Archie Bunker and Bob Weir in the same verse. Line. Yeah. So
it jumped right out at me.
Yeah, it jumps right out. So one of the things we said that we were going to do, and we're going to do it, was when the record came out, we were going to send an old-fashioned letter to the proprietors of Dirty Franks, and we're going to say this. We're going to explain the song to them, and we're going to say thanks for the inspiration. So we'll let you know how that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they respond.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't want to email them because I feel like Dirty Franks might be better to send them an old letter.
Pop it in the mail.
Pop it in the mail. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, there were some great tracks there. I mean, Valley Train, that's a rip-roaring track, some scorching guitars, drums, some of the stuff we just listened to. You'll Never Talk This Way, obviously, it's about some inner dynamics of a relationship that I thought was, a real thoughtful song on the record. Just great stuff, Tom. Let's play another one from the record. This one's called You Did It Once, But Can You Do It Again?
Searching for what went wrong. just their bones to get around. We even chased the circus away, sent a ring buried in the clay, in case they want to make a stand. Consider this the promised land. Return where the nighttime falls. Prop up these big time walls. It's like sweeping up an older floor. I gotta wonder what we're down here for. Test the tension on the wire. Bucket brigade for the ring of fire. We even chased the circus away,
Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu with a song called If You Don't Know Me By Now, You Never Will. And I'll tell you what, I hear that, and we'll come back to you, Tom. I got like kind of a McCartney-esque medley in that one. It's a great track. Definitely a rock song. But I think just given a little bit of a different treatment, it probably could have even been a country song with some of what I heard in it.
That was a song, that one and Valley Train were kind of written on. Wiggy was teaching a class at Luzerne County Community College, a sound engineering class. And he needed songs for his students to work on. So we work on it from the beginning to end, from setting up the microphones and to mixing. So and it was COVID, so he had 2 socially distanced classes, so we needed 2 songs. So he asked me if we could put together 2 songs and we could record them. So we recorded Valley Train, and you did it once, but can you do it again? And we did those for the kids, and then we never thought that we just thought they were throwaways that the kids were just going to use, and that they were never going to make it on the record. And we would keep saying, well, what about these tracks?
Sure.
And I said, well, no, those are just throwaways. He goes, no, those are good. Those are good tracks. So it's one of those things where it's good to have other input, because if it was just me, I probably wouldn't have thought. Right, sure. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so they worked out.
The track before that we just played, which was called We Even Took the Circus Away.
Yep.
Wicked bass line in that from Lenny.
Yeah. yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah,
we told Wiggy, said, okay, Lenny, do your end whistle here.
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
And, man, it's just, these guys are so good. I mean, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just needed to stay out of the way.
And obviously that was a COVID-inspired song.
COVID-inspired song, yeah. That. I mean, when in 2019, the circus came up here to the Walmart parking lot in Taylor. And of course I went, because that's what you do when the circus comes to town, you go. And then, and then all of a sudden COVID hit, and it was like, well, the circus isn't coming. It was going to come, but they canceled the circus.
They canceled the circus.
And I said, listen, this is, when the circus gets canceled, this is, we're in
dark times.
This is darkness. Yeah. So that's where that song came from. Yeah.
And the one before that, you did it once, but can you do it again? In the cadence of your delivery there, I heard a little Dylan.
Well, it was written the night before, so there wasn't much time for refinement. So maybe that might be an astute observation there. Yeah.
No, I mean, I did a pretty deep dive on the album, and I was just, wanted to share you some of my thoughts on it. But we're going to play one now called Two Coal Cars, and we'll set this one up before. We've been coming back to the songs after we played them and then asking you to kind of tell a little bit. But, obviously, it seems like, this is some sort of metaphor. Maybe.
It was written, I recorded this back in 2000, right? It's on my second album. And when the Shillelaghs had to do your radio show back in 2013 or 12.
From the Woodlands.
From the Woodlands.
Yeah, the live show.
We had to do, an hour?
Yeah.
Right? Well, we didn't have an hour, right? So we had maybe 50 minutes. So I said, so we whipped together this song, which is, easy. And it's the kind of song that I said it could last 3 minutes or it could last 20 minutes, depending on whatever you needed.
Right.
So we said, man, this is a fun one. So we always planned on recording this sometime when we got around to it. And it seemed right.
And how did you find Hannah?
We found Hannah. I've known Hannah for
the listener, she's a guest vocalist on this track. Hannah
Bingman. Mm-hmm. And so when I knew we needed a girl, and I knew Hannah, and I said it was coming right up to the final days. I said we need. He's like, this is the last thing we need. This is it. Can you get someone? I said, yeah, I got her. And so she said she would do it from home, and. Wiggy said, "Oh, good. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, what's she going to use?
What kind of gear does she have?
What kind of gear does she have? I don't know if this is going to work." I said, "No, I think it'll work. I think it'll work." So what she sent was so good that he immediately went back to me. He goes, "Can you get her to sing the verses too?" Because we figured, she'd just do the chorus. And I said, "Sure." So I went back to her again the second time. I said, "Anna, could you do this?" And she said, "Well, when do you need it?" I said, "I need it right now."
Oh, wow.
Tonight. You know what I mean? So yeah. So she did the verses, the verse too. So that was the final piece. That was the final piece of recording, and then we were able to mix and master. Yeah.
Beautiful track, powerful song. Let's play it. Two Cold Cars, Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs.
Hometown gets buried in the rubble left behind. Memories are like a ghost train coming down the line, and that whistle causes people to play. Yeah, I got two cold cars watching over me. Young boy asked me, "Man, where you gonna go? This town ain't big enough for the things I'm gonna know." Said, "Son, go and see what you need to see." Yeah, I got two cold cars watching over me. Since my father pointed them out, this town hasn't looked the same. I finally got there to the top, just as the world changed. What don't they know? Hometown gets buried in the rubble left behind. Big memories are like a ghost train coming down the line, and then whistle causes people to play. Yeah, I got two cold cars watching over. Two cold cars watching over. Two cold cars watching over me.
Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu with a song called Two Coal Cars. We spent the entire hour tonight hanging out with Tom, and we played you the entire record called Good Night Was Had for Days. I know that Tom Borthwick played keyboards on the record and was involved, I'm sure, with mixing or mastering.
Yeah,
or something.
Tom mastered it, and it's Tom playing keys on there, and Wiggy produced it, and Chris Condell the drums, and Lenny Mecca on the bass. So the best band in the land.
Oh, terrific band! Yeah. I mean, really, it's torrid, man. Some of the playing on this record. If you like great musicianship and great songwriting and lyrics and crafty melodies, pick up this album. We highly recommend it. It's one of the best records we've had come our way in a long time. And Tom, I always like people to, when we're wrapping up the show, available on all the usual platforms.
Yeah, it's available on all the usual platforms. Bandcamp is our favorite because it's the most artist friendly platform that you have out there as far as digital recording is concerned.
Okay.
Because you actually get paid.
Sure.
It's a novel concept. But other than that, it's available on all the streaming services that you could imagine. So.
This last song that we're going to play, which actually closes the album too, there's a lyric in here that says, "Even Uber drivers ran for the hills," which was my favorite, my favorite, one of my favorite lines you've ever written. So, talk to us a little bit about this song called "When Jackie Drinks Whiskey."
So the boys, the band, Lenny, Wiggy, and Chris, they spend a weekend at Knoebels with their significant others every year. And they were out there, and they had some libations in them, and they were texting me potential song titles. And Lenny's girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, is Wiggy's sister, Jackie. So one of the things that they mentioned about they were having whiskey, and Jackie drinks whiskey, blah blah blah. So in the midst of all this, I said that's a great song title. I said, give me 10 minutes. So we were texting back and forth. So I wrote the lyric in 10 minutes and sent it to him. And I said, we're going to record.
Do you do that just to amuse yourself?
Just to amuse myself. I was the only sober one in the discussion. Then they were all, and I said, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and they said, yeah, all right, whatever. So we did it. We decided we had one more song to go or whatever, and we decided. So they just set up a couple of mics in the studio, and we just recorded it. We did 2 passes at it. The first one fell apart completely. The second one fell apart less than the first one, so that's the one we kept. So like a demented bluegrass song with everybody surrounding the one mic, and that's how it worked.
Oh man, this is great stuff. I could talk to you about these songs all day long. Thank you so much for coming in, and best of luck to you.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it, as always.
With the record and for sharing your music with us. So we'll close the show with the one we just talked about, "When Jackie Drinks Whiskey," from Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs. We'll catch you next Sunday night.
Perfect. That's how the song starts.
That's the ultimate excuse right there.
Gets to that point, what's done is done. You just better hope that you ain't the one that stirred the pot to get us here. No more wine and no more beer. When Jackie drinks whiskey. When Jackie drinks whiskey. Where it starts, nobody knows. Even Uber drivers run for the hills. They will ignore $100 bills. When Jackie drinks whiskey. When Jackie drinks whiskey. Strike the 10, away we go, away she went. Sights lined up across the bow. If you don't know, she'll teach you how. La la la, la la la, it's time to leave, it's time to go. about. If you don't know, she'll teach you how. Fa la la, it's time to leave, it's time to go. Oh, Jackie drinks, Jackie drinks whiskey. Jackie drinks, Jackie drinks whiskey. Jackie drinks, Jackie drinks whiskey. Jackie drinks whiskey. Jackie drinks whiskey.
That was a little better.